Aloha, Sister Lupe. I'm gonna answer the 5 questions for final exam. The first one is, what's the value of having the ability to analyze and think critically? Analyze and think critically means you have the ability to analyze and think clearly and rationally. You can understand it and identify or debate about the essay with your own opinions. The value of critical thinking or analyze is help you to improve your thinking skills. That's our first skills, and you can analyze and think about a topic more details with critical thinking. And after the analyze, you can make your own judgment. It also helps you to improve your judgment skills. Critical thinking help you to solve the problems. If you have a problems or issues in your essay, you can debate it and analyze both sides of your thing and make your own decisions. Critical thinking also help improve language and presentation skills, because thinking clearly and can improve the way we express our ideas. Critical thinking also improves comprehensive abilities. Through the critical analysis, we can evaluate the new ideas, which one is better, and we also need value our own decisions. And that means critical thinking is a tool for the self-evaluation. So the second one is define what formalism is and provide 3 examples of this from the novel you read from your group presentation. Make sure to connect your example to formalism. Formalism is a critical thinking use literary elements, forms to analyze, interpret, or evaluate the paper or essay. In the book, author use critical thinking to describe the queen herself, which is the major characters, how she feel about Hawaii combined to United States. She used critical thinking in the book to describe these issues. She also write down her thought, use critical thinking. She used a plot with critical thinking for many events or what happened in the story, such as her brother, the queen and her brother, the king. They have the competition about the throne. And she also used the first point of view in this book because the main character is herself. You can find a lot of formalism in all kind of elements. And the next question is, compare and contrast a character from your group novel with a character from Cherry. Answer the question, so what, by the end of the analysis. So the book Hawaii Story describes the growth of the queen from the childhood to the queen, and the whole book represents what the queen learned from her travel to the mainland US, to the England, and also with the story with the story continue, she has more abilities to be a queen. So the main things she described is grow up. In Cherry's story, Cherry is grow up in the spiritual world, which means start from no members, after know the gospel, and she baptized, and she learned the class from the church. She know how to serve others and be honest. Also, she has a baby, married with return missionaries. Even when the end of her life, she still want to meet her child and her husband in the heaven. So those two characters have the connection with each other. which is grow up. One is grow up in the political or in Hawaii is the physical. One is grow up in the gospel, which in the mentally. Um, they make change every day to gain the experience, whatever in spiritual or physically. So we can conclude the question, so what? So what that we can conclude that learn can change a person's life, and change is important in our life. If we not change, we cannot make any improvement. So both the Queen and Charlie, they change themselves. The fourth question is, use the IRAC method of analyze. What is your conclusion to the question? It is necessary to date other young adults of the same faith in order to find a happy and long-lasting relationship. My conclusion is, it is not necessary to date other young adults of the same who has the same faith in order to find a happy and long-lasting relationship. Cause date non-members also reasonable, because we cannot restrict our dating areas within our church, or if we attend BYU Hawaii, only in BYU Hawaii. And even though date with a member is a better choice, I know there are a lot of issues between members and non-members, such as the problems of drinking alcohol, is a word of wisdom, and if other people has different religions, they might have the different topic with you. That will be hard for dating. But it is possible to overcome all of the issues and gain a happy relationship. If we only choose non-members who are the good person and have the potential to convert to the church, it's worth to date with people who like that. In the Charlie story, the return missionaries date with Charlie, which is non-members, and in the final, they have the good relationship. They married and have children, and I believe it is worth. Also, date with non-members is missionary work. It's really important, cause whoever you date with is Heavenly Father gave us a chance to share the gospel with others, and other people who are not members, they have the chance to listen to the gospel, and they can make your own choice. And the next question is, summarize what your thesis is for your paper, and the main point you provide to support it. At the end, explain what you have learned through working on this paper, whether it is something you have learned about the topic you choose, or something you have learned from the process. Okay, for my research paper, my thesis is, children should learn to obey their parents in all their decisions before 18 in order to maximize their future opportunities. I have 3 points to support my opinions. First, because parents have more experience. We know that our parents live a long time than us in society. They have more experience in making choice, making decision, and I believe their decision will be more accurate than ours. Even our parents grow up, our grandparents cultivate their children, which is our parents. Something bad happens, they know they cannot happen in ourselves. And another point of is parent decisions help children develop skills. Okay, even parents' decisions sometimes we not like it, such as parents want us to play pianos or play guitar, but in our childhood we don't really want to learn that things because we're not interested in it. In Americans, the American children, they can choose if they don't want to learn the things. But in China, it's different. You must obey your parents. Even though you don't like it, but when you grow up, you will find out it's really helpful. Such as if you know how to play pianos, you can show on other people's, which show your talent. It's really attractive. Even you learn a second language, you can find more opportunities in your job or your future career. And if you have more knowledge you learn from your childhood, you can gain relatively advantage in the competition. Also, cultural influence is also one of the reasons why children must obey their parents. Because in Chinese culture, obey their parents is a basic rules. I think all the Asian countries they have the same rules, such as Japan, Korean, and the last one is children need parents' support. Parents are more willing to put the money in the decision they made. I learned a lot from the doing research papers. I learned the MLA style of citations, and I can apply it for the future papers. And I also learned what professional papers looks like, what's formute. Also, I learned most important in this class is critical thinking with the Iraq papers. Even in the research paper, I can also apply some of the critical thinking and critical analysis in the paper. It's really helped me with my future career or even in the English 315 class. And that's all my 5 questions. Thank you, Sister Lupe.